Hey, it's me, Marty Leonards. We are backstage at Lollapalooza in the XRT Media Radio Lounge. Wood-paneled, which is very nice.
Very nice.
Very done with the place.
Good touch.
And we're joined with Dave and Nick from Cab For Cutie, playing tonight here at the festival. Cool thing. Big show. Now, Nick.
Yep.
You are an original member of Cab For Cutie.
Correct.
Right. So you were here in 2005, the first Lollapalooza that happened in Grant Park. You guys
I remember.
headlined, yeah.
Yeah, it was about 700 degrees that day.
It was
maybe
something like
650. I don't know. I might be over-exaggerating, but today, in comparison, is absolutely gorgeous. So,
I know. I've been thinking about that first year, how hot it was, you know. And we certainly didn't have the posh surroundings that we have right now when we were out here for the first year. But, man, that was something.
It was. It was something. But it was fun in a sort of ragtag way, you know. But, yeah, they've really got it dialed now.
Yeah, they do. It was such a smaller festival at the time, but here we are.
Yep.
2019. Now, as I said, you being an original member of the band, Dave, you joined relatively recent, I suppose, but it actually was a few years ago.
It's like almost 5 years ago, which is unbelievable to me that I've been in this band longer than I was in high school.
It's really funny because it's like XRT when the new guy is the guy who's been here for like 8 years.
Yeah, they still stuff me in my locker and stuff, rehearsal space. It's rough.
Yeah. It'll end soon. Yeah. The hazing period's short relative to your time in the band.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But on the latest album, Thank You For Today, that was the first record that you performed on.
That is correct.
In the recording process.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was that like being a member of a band that you've known for a long, long time and friends with and that you'd listened to, being able to go in the studio and help create the record?
It felt amazing and intimidating at the same time. Luckily, we had been on the road together for about 3 years prior to that, so there was a nice breaking in period where I was just playing material that I knew that I wasn't responsible for coming up with, that kind of thing. If that had happened at the same time as being a contributing creative member, I think it would have been a bit of overload. So it couldn't have worked out better. And then getting into the studio was interesting because it kind of took us back to ground zero with our relationship with each other, because we didn't know what we sounded like in the studio. We didn't know who would do what. There were 2 new people. There was one person that wasn't there. But after a couple weeks, we kind of found steady footing, and that album is the result, and we're really proud of it.
And the sound of the record, man, it is just exploded. It's such a good record. I mean, it's more of a guitar record, it seemed to me.
Yeah.
And the songs are wonderful. We've been playing, 3 songs from it since the record came out. So it's been a record we've gone pretty deep on as you go into radio these days. But
that's great. Thank you for the support.
Oh, yeah, you bet. Because we've been big fans of Cab For Cutie for such a long time, and we've done a lot of things together. It's nice, and it's actually nice to see you, Nick, because it seems like most of the time, just doing things with Ben. Ben does a lot of like promo solo, and and the last time we talked about you behind your back.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to say about me. Yeah, I get it.
It was all really complimentary, but it was nice. It was really nice. Now, when you guys played in Chicago, it wasn't the last time, but one of the last times, and it was on the date of the anniversary of Transatlanticism, and that was such a wonderful night. What a surprise that was for the audience. Yeah. You guys, to spring that on us, you played the record from beginning to end.
Yeah.
Auditorium Theater,
yeah.
Right? Yes.
Yeah, we kind of sprung it on ourselves. I mean, we were just sort of talking in a van ride from an airport, and we were like, hey, this is kind of funny. Weird coincidence. We're playing Chicago same day as Transatlanticism release anniversary. You want to just play the record?
And it was like 12 days before that show.
Yeah, and we were like, we've never done it. Sure, let's do it. Why not? Yeah, and yeah.
Now
we'd been playing like 8 of the songs from the record on the road, so it was just a matter of kind of getting the stragglers together that we hadn't been playing, and just did it.
What was it like playing the album in the sequence of the album, though? Because that's certainly usually albums aren't sequenced for live performance.
So that marks the second time we've played Transatlanticism start to finish. We did it at Bumbershoot at I think the 10-year anniversary or something like that at one point. And even then, I was struck by the same set of feelings, which, I think, there's something really fun about playing a set where people know what song you're going to play next, and you can feel their anticipation for this next one's my favorite song, or there's a different kind of vibe that While I wouldn't say, obviously, like playing Transatlanticism in the middle of a set is something we would never do regularly because it's such an epic closer for us. There is something really nice when you're playing it in the context of this is our album from start to finish. People understand that there's more music to come and that there's other songs that they like. And so there's a different kind of, like, we're all in this together moment instead of there's, I don't know, there's just a different kind of connection that happens when people have that sense of, like, I know what's happening next, rather than that bated breath thing of, like, what song's going to happen, and then they get excited. So maybe it's a little less of a moment of excitement at the top when we start playing a song that they know is coming next, but there's still just an overall kind of appreciation of, like, I don't know, it felt great.
Well, the feeling with the audience and the people that I was sitting with was like, you know what song's coming next.
Yeah.
Right. You know what's next.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's great. I mean, it's good you kind of feel that as a player on stage, too, so it's kind of nice to react to that and play
Now,
that.
and thank you for today. You've been playing that live now for over a year, a lot of those songs.
Yep.
Song for you guys that has either surprised you live or a song that you really think you nail every night that is just a wonderful song to play.
I'm guessing we're both going to say 16 Punk,
That's
right?
You're going to say, yeah, I mean, and as I search my brain, yeah, that's the one that stands out as one that, yeah.
It's this very low-key, humble song on the record. It almost didn't make it on the album. We had a lot of trouble arranging it, and on literally the last day of recording, it came together in this live take. I think it's take 1 or 2, and that's all we did of it. And it was hard to imagine how it would fit into a live setting, and really quickly it became this incredible part of the set where Ben has a lone spotlight on him, and it's just him and Zach doing a bunch of the song together, and it's...
Right, it's not a song that, listening to the record for the first time, that you would ever expect to be performed live. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, which I think is why it's snuck up into my top slot, because of its, like Dave was saying, I think it was always very unassuming from the beginning, and live it just has this gravity that really hangs well, and it's a nice moment in the set, I think. Yeah.
Now you have a new EP that's coming out in a few weeks.
This is true.
The Blue EP, a song called 99 Kids.
Kids in 99.
Kids in 99.
Yep.
Tell us about that, because it's an interesting story that I don't think many people are aware of.
Well, it's about, pretty directly about a disaster that happened in the band formed in Bellingham, Washington, where Ben and I went to college. And so we, for a long time we were a Bellingham band. And while we were there in the early days of the band, rehearsing and things like that, in Bellingham, there's a creek, Whatcom Creek River. It's kind of a place where people go to swim and hang out and play. It's there's a park there and all of it. Anyway, at the top of this creek, there's a pipeline, the Olympic pipeline, that crosses it basically from Canada to Seattle. Just big pipeline full of gasoline. And at some point there was a leak, and millions, thousands of gallons of gasoline poured into the creek. And no one was really aware of it. And then one afternoon, a couple of kids and a young man fishing were there. And, I think the actual cause of the spark's a bit undetermined, but it ignited and the entire creek exploded because the ratio to gasoline to water was way higher. And it was huge. I mean, 3 people died, and it was quite a staggering event. Visually, the entire skyline just turned into this. I mean, it looked like a bomb got dropped. It was very scary and very, pre 9/11, all of these things. It was kind of just a freaky moment of, like, what is happening to the world right now, in a way of, like, is this the end? And it left a real indelible, in sort of a powerful impression on Ben and I. And like I said, we were having band practice when it actually exploded, and ran out of the front of the house and saw it. I'll never forget that day. It was still a real powerful moment. So I'm really happy that he wrote a song about it, because I think it memorializes a moment for us that was very powerful and impactful, and I know that definitely has left a long memory in Bellingham too. Yeah,
and for you to revisit that 20 years later too.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Just shows the impact that had on you guys. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to ask you a question for Ben, I suppose, but he's on the on Chance the Rapper's new record.
We're all
which is
on.
Really, are you all on that?
Yeah.
Did you guys play on that?
Yeah.
All right.
Ask us.
Let's talk about
what do you
that,
wanna
man.
know?
Yeah, what do you
Let's
wanna know?
talk about that. It's
He's
really
really
a
nice.
good song.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's a great song. He talks about Chicago. He talks about the Cubs of 2017. He's dropping so much in there, and that's really cool that you guys played live with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you guys in the same room when that happened?
No.
Yes and no. The track was constructed very piecemeal. Like Justin Vernon produced it, but none of us were ever in the same room with him.
Yeah.
Some of us were in the studio with Chance for the actual recording. Some of us recorded at home studios and emailed stuff, and it all got mixed together. And it was really unclear what it would even sound like until literally the day before the album came out. We heard it.
Yeah.
And
we
it was like,
we
oh,
didn't even
this-
know if it was going to make the record or anything,
Yeah.
and we suddenly got an email like, here's that song you guys made with Chance. We're like, wow.
It's sort of like a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a film, like a CGI film.
Absolutely.
Totally. You see a movie being filmed, you're like, this set looks terrible, and the lighting's bad, and like in post production, it's like, whoa, this is
Wow.
amazing.
Well,
Yeah.
that'll be great when Chance comes out with you guys tonight, right?
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
No idea what you're talking about.
He won't return our calls.
I don't know.
We
You'll never
what's up.
talk to him again.
Nope.
But it's
Rumors
great.
are terrible.
But it's always nice to talk to you guys.
Oh,
Definitely.
great to talk to you.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
thanks for coming by. Have a great set tonight. I can't wait.
It's going to be
down
beautiful.
there.
I
It's
can't
gonna
wait
be
to.
fun.
I'll be down there leading cheers as always. So
Great.
Yeah. So Dave, Nick from Cab For Cutie, we are backstage at Lollapalooza. I'm Marty Leonardson, 93 WXRT.